Okay guys, so just to show you what we've got accomplished here. Yesterday the guy came that I had hired and he did this work here, and I was just glad that the spindles and all that I had made worked out good for him. It's looking really nice. I like a lot what I'm looking at there. Now there's a handrail missing on the top of that yet. The handrail isn't on, so that has to go on yet. Then underneath this board on the bottom here, once I spackle this, there's this piece of trim that has to be nailed on there. Well, what we can actually nail the trim on now, I can spackle around it. I don't even need it to worry about it, but I'm just saying. So there's a small piece of trim that goes along this on the bottom, and I'll show it to you from upstairs in a second. But it really looks nice. It makes the thing is it makes the upstairs seem a little smaller to me for some reason. I guess because you're not looking, over such an expanse. But that's okay. I'm really loving that this red oak came from my yard. That's the part that I'm really liking a lot. And I feel that the guy's done a nice job with this. The headache I have here, which isn't really big, is that post is white. So I'm gonna have to paint it or something, a color that's similar to this, the handrail itself. But you can see, like, if you look there close, it's got some nice fitting work done there. It looks good. And I'll show you, like I said, from up above then. So that's the work that was being done on Saturday. And Saturday, for some reason, I freaking hurt my leg. I don't know what took place. I pulled a muscle or something in it. But anyway, it feels a little bit better today, Sunday. So I just want to make sure he has what he needs here to do his thing, because he might come. I think he said he was going to come closer to the afternoon. So that would be okay with me. But I have the generator going just so we have some lights in here. I just wanted to be able to see what's going on a little better. And for the people that have been asking me about the spiral steps, no, you cannot carry sofas up a spiral steps. It has nothing to do with the strength of them or even the width of them. It has to do with the curvature. You can't really get anything up there too easily. But that section right there of the handrail, okay, that whole section is going to be able to be picked up. I'm going to remove a couple screws and pick up the whole thing and move it out of the way, so that I can put furniture up from down here. I have a forklift tool that's pretty big, but you can push it through the doors, and all you do is put the furniture on it and it'll pick it up about 8 foot. So that's gonna be fine for that. I'm not gonna have that much big furniture up there. Probably the biggest thing up there might be a sofa and a chair in the room that's right behind where we're looking here. But beds and dressers and stuff are not all that big, so they shouldn't be too much of a trouble to get up there. So right at the top of the steps, this is what you're looking at here. Like I say, there's a handrail going to go on top of this yet, but what I see is good. It's going to be nice and solid. So, very happy with this. The carpet guy ought to be happy, because all he has to do is go straight against that bottom board. He doesn't have to try fishing underneath anything or go around really anything. So that should be good for him. You can see just how it's standing there. It's looking pretty nice and straight. I'm really liking this red oak, I gotta tell you. All my life I've sold wood. I've built things out of wood, but I never realized that you could get such nice wood right out of your own yard. So anyway, over in this area here, this last section, there's a piece of trim has to be put up here first. And there's an air vent here that cools this wall. Now it's not like it gets really hot, because it doesn't, but it gets warm. So we need to cut a little along here out of this board so that that black air vent shows up. And then that'll be pretty much taken care of there. Yeah, so from here, a lot to look at. And like I say, all this trim, this oak trim is just beautiful. Very nice. You know, some of these different boards on here, people may not have chosen. Like there's one near that first board has a little bit of softwood on it from the oak tree, the outer ring. And I like that we have a little bit of that, some knots and stuff. It just gives you something to talk about. But you can see just how nice, like some of those, if you look at the 4x4, I mean that 4x4 there is beautiful. Clear wood. Same thing with this one. So, I mean, we've got some nice stuff here to work with. It's all coming out good. And this was the whole purpose of buying the sawmill, the whole purpose. That's why I bought it to start off with. The molding just for the doors, the casing alone, would have cost $4,000 for this house. And at this point, I haven't figured out what the new price is of the lumber, and I don't even need to. All I know is it was $16,000 for everything. That's red oak at this point. And I came well in under that by buying the sawmill and having the kiln. Without the kiln, I wouldn't have this stuff. Okay, I'm certain about how, you know, dry the wood is now, and that's the good thing. So anyway, I've been very happy with the way this guy's been working. He's got enough years under his belt to know what to do with things, even when he has an issue or if something's not quite right. And that's important to me to know that. I enjoy watching somebody go through the aggravation of things at times. So, all right, we're looking good. See what happens here now. I had gotten a bunch of questions about these spiral steps. And I had said my son brought these home on the back of the truck one day, so wasn't a whole lot I could do, but I'm not going to throw things away either. So I'll show you later on. I'm going to be widening these almost enough to touch this wall over here. Okay, so that takes that step out there pretty good, and then you'll see what I'm saying about the width of that. And as far as the handrail goes, I'm thinking that there's probably going to be a small section in here yet, and then I have to put a piece on this side here of handrail. But that's going to take a little bit of time and a little thought, and I'm not going to worry about that until I start to do it. Got plenty of firewood to get my fires going, I can tell you that. Yeah, this is what the handrail will be here. I showed you this before, I'm just showing it again. The handrail looks like this. It has this edge on both sides, and that's what gets put on top of this thing. So I'll be happy with that. It'll look nice. Yeah. We're getting there. You know, the part about the problem between me and the kids with this thing is they never seem to understand how much stuff costs. And I can remember standing walls up here by myself in the middle of the day, the outside walls I stood up with a jack that I had, 2 jacks I had made. And the funny part about this is you know, they don't get to see you doing the work, so I think they think you didn't do anything. I don't get it. But anyway, this is where we are so far, and he's almost finished with the trim. Once he gets around the fireplace there and puts the handrail on this, he'll be done with the trim that I asked him to do. That wall over there needs some attention, and that's about it. And the staircase, which I want to work on myself, or at least until I can figure out a good design. Now we have the pieces. Let me just show you this. There are pieces under here that are made, let's see, I think that might be on this side, that are made to, yeah, these round pieces here. These are made, and the color's not what it should have been, but whatever. These are made to go around every one of those steps, and it increases the size to 30-some inches. So that's what I want to get on there. The sooner I get that on there, the better this all is going to be. But it takes some time, and like I say, the nonsense that went on with are you going to pay for the taxes or are you not, I guess we just had to go through that, you know, first. So anyway, very happy with the way this is looking. The guy that is doing the work, we talked about different things about how we could do this, and I wanted the strongest railing I could get. You know, I would have liked these spindles to be to have been turned, but I just don't have the time to do it all. I mean, it's one thing to buy them turned, it's another thing to have to turn them all yourself, and I didn't have time for that. So I'm satisfied with this. I think it looks nice and blends in certainly well with the rest of the house. So anyway, that's where we're at on a Sunday morning. And I thank God for all the good things that came our way to be able to get this done. So I'll put this video up, and then I'll put another video up when he's done with the handrail totally. Alright guys, have a good one. Bye.